Hello and good morning, people. I'm going to make a very controversial video yet again because why not? There's too many of us that are shy or going with the flow, and I think that a lot of us need to kind of wake up and realize that the flow is not the way to go anymore. Not that it was anyways. Very thin is the path of righteousness. So let me just talk about Gaza and Israel. Just for everybody's knowledge, Palestinians, Israelites, and the Gentiles alike, Israel will never fall, ever. They are God's people. There's multiple examples within the Bible that show the nations that went against Israel, whether or not it was Babylon, and whether or not it was Egypt, whether or not they conquered them for a time. But they always got back up on their feet. So, them being at war with Palestine, you guys have to understand that these things go back thousands of years. These wars go back thousands of years. And if you don't understand those things, then you're confused. But for those who actually do the research, read the Quran, read the Bible, are historians, read the history and can understand it, you'll fully understand what the reasons are behind these kind of wars. And another thing is, Israel won't fall. They're God's people. They're the chosen people of this world that God personally guided because his son had to come through their clean lineage. And there's multiple Bible verses that do proclaim what I'm saying to be true. And just for you Muslims out there, just so you know, the Quran talks about one very specific thing that you guys seem to be so blind about and contradict on your own selves, and it's so bizarre. Open your eyes. The Quran says to believe and to make sure that you actually believe in the fullness of the Bible. So if that is your truth in the Quran, and the Bible is true, and even the Quran talks about to believe it, that means that the Quran is fake. And it's false. It's a narrative of Satan trying to, yet again, copycat what God's word is. And I told you beforehand that this video is very controversial. You guys won't be able to stand in trying to converse with me in these things because this is the truth. And my strong opinions are opinionated, and I welcome anyone to come before me. So, let me just talk about something here. This is what it says in the Bible. That this is the plague of which the Lord will strike all nations that fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh will rot while they are still standing on their feet. Their eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongues will rot in their mouths. On the day men will be stricken by the Lord with great panic. And I believe that's in Zechariah 14. And that hasn't happened yet. That's a prophecy that will happen, and it comes to do with Revelations as well. The only way that can happen, that your eyes can rot in your sockets, and your tongues will rot in your mouth, and your flesh will rot while you're standing. The only way that can happen is New Age bombardments, New Age type of weaponry. That's not old school, swords and arrows. That stuff would never be able to happen back then, unless God put a certain plague or a certain disease that would eat you up like that quickly. So, just so you guys know, and that's just one passage. There's hundreds of passages where it talks about the people that go against Israel, and also stories and stories. But these are not fake stories. These are real documented. This is real documented history, is what it is. It's history. And if you contradict the Bible, you are literally saying that you have no faith in any sort of historical book, because the Bible is the most accurate book or set of books in the world. Historically, and all the other ologies that I don't know of how to pronounce, but I'd have to probably do more research on this. But it is the most accurate book in the world. So for one to say that they don't believe any words in here is to say that you don't believe in anything that you're studying in school. And there's wisdom in that. So, I'm going to leave you with that. God bless you with wisdom. And may God keep my hand a little bit more steady when I'm doing videos next. Peace out.